You've seen guys take steroids. Women know they're taking steroids and they're still attracted to these men. Like just consider that, right? What does that mean? It means even though she consciously knows he's sort of cheating for the muscles, she doesn't care because her body is still rewarding her with dopamine and serotonin when they're having sexual intercourse because he looks muscular. Can you talk about this? So let's go to looksmaxing because this is something that I kind of went into a little bit, but I think you had some really good explanations for things. First off, like you talk about hairline, eyebrows, jawline, things that you can do that any guy can do to make themselves more attractive. You can go over some of those?
Man, yeah, man. I think to be quite honest, I think a lot of guys can at least be a 8. Like I've seen myself transform, get in better shape, start to dress better, improve my facial aesthetics. And I've seen it happen with guys I've helped. I think a lot of guys are not too ugly. I think guys give up hope. And I would look at a guy, I'm like, bro, I can point out 7 things you could do right now to improve how you look and be a more attractive guy. I've literally seen guys struggle tremendously with women. I tell them what to change, they change it, and like, bro, I've never gotten this many matches before. Bro, there are plenty of things a man can do, right? Number one, I believe facial aesthetic-wise, hairline. Right. For me, in the past, I would just kind of let the barber do whatever he wanted. Didn't understand how important my hairline was. Then until I started paying more attention to it. Right. Even one of my friends, Austin Dunham, like he's somebody that I kind of like looked into. He prioritized looksmaxing from the beginning, and I kind of like learned a lot from him from that aspect. And I would realize, man, damn, wait. If I start telling my barber to, make my hairline more symmetrical, I look better in my pictures. My face looks a little better. If I get a skincare routine and start washing my face, taking care of my face, my skin glows, right? If I maybe use minoxidil on my beard, I can grow a full beard. If I keep up with myself, I look better, I look more presentable. And this is the beautiful thing about that. I always tell guys, women's choices are very binary, meaning they find you attractive or they don't. But she's not going to know exactly what makes you, like, women are not going to look at a guy and say, oh, it's because his hairline is 3 inches lower.
Yes.
His beard is fuller. That's why. They just see you as attractive or not. And I'm like, bro, you can become the guy that she just deems as attractive by just working on these little things.
Yeah, the ball fade one is one of my favorite ones. I get these clients and I could never I didn't have a term to understand what was going on. Like I said, I'm interviewing Alex Costa later today, and he explained when men get the ball fade, it actually accentuates their jawline, which makes them look more masculine. I was like, oh man, I get that. And the same thing with the facial hair. The facial hair can accentuate your jawline or not accentuate. I know some guys who don't have a very strong jawline, so they'll grow out a beard, but one of the problems I'll see is the beard will be bushy on the side, which doesn't accentuate your jawline, or the guys, and for some reason, a lot of my European clients do this. They have bushiness on the sides, and I'm like, that doesn't make you look more masculine. It makes you look like a child. So it's one of these things where the haircut also helps you with making you look more masculine. And the other thing is, Myron talked about getting hair plugs. Several other guys. The guy who owns this studio got hair plugs. They're very open about it too. Now, when I say hair plugs, they mean the transplant from the back of the head up to the front. This is something that men are doing very, very frequently. And like you said before, even when men explain, just like when women tell us they have fake tits, we don't not like them because they're fake. We even know they're fake, and then we still like them. It's the same thing with women. When you tell women, hey, I got hair transplant, if you look good, they just don't care because their hypergamy is not conscious. Their hypergamy is based in evolution. It's just going on subconsciously. It's just one of the strange things that happens when you do that.
Bro, guys think that doing these things, doing these self-improvement hacks mean I'm a feminine man. I'm like, bro, you're giving yourself a shot. I recommend every guy get a hair transplant. If you got a receding hairline, man, get your ass to fucking Turkey and do what you got to do. Give yourself a shot. Women are masters at highlighting themselves in a very attractive way. And I'm like, guys, just look at what women do. Women don't do anything that's not on purpose, right? A woman is not going to post herself on the internet when she's not looking her best. As a matter of fact, she might take 10,000 photos before she posts one. I'm like, you don't have to be that extreme, but bro, highlight yourself in the most attractive light, because when a woman sees you, it's either you're attractive or you're not. Do what you can do, man, to make yourself look better. And I don't shame it, bro. I recommend it. If you're a guy, whatever you need to do, bro, to make yourself look better, because they're not going to feel sorry for you. Like you said, their hypergamy is not conscious. She's not going to say, oh, you got a hair transplant. Nah, I don't think you're attractive. oh, it's gonna be no. Damn, you look good now.
Like
you look good.
You've seen guys take steroids. Women know they're taking steroids, and they're still attracted to these men. Like just consider that, right? What does that mean? It means even though she consciously knows he's sort of cheating for the muscles, she doesn't care because her body is still rewarding her with dopamine and serotonin when they're having sexual intercourse because he looks muscular. That's it.
Yes.
So it's like there's the conscious part and the subconscious. A lot of people can't grasp those two things. So I think that's really great. The haircut, I think, is great. One of the things I'll do is I'll find like a really cool, something I love that you said, find someone who's kind of in your ethnic range and then copy what they're doing. So I have a lot of Indian clients and I'm like, there's these Bollywood stars that are super good looking dudes or just surrounded by women. I'm like, can you do that haircut? Can you have that physique? Can you like work on, doing those things? You talked about this, finding an archetype of someone who's kind of like you.
Hey, that's interesting you mentioned that. Part of my onboarding with my new students is us going through who we can find that they look like the most.
Yeah.
Because I know that let's just cut the bullshit. Let's find somebody that fits your phenotype, that is already successful with women, and let's start implementing the things that look good on them. Because women tend to like the same thing. If you look like a dude, right? Why not try his hairstyle? Why not try his facial hair? Why not try the same poses? Because 9 times out of 10, the results he got, if you implement them, add your own unique style to it, you can look good as well. All right. Guys try to reinvent the fucking wheel. You don't have to make shit up. You don't gotta recreate attraction, bro. What women find attractive, they're gonna consistently find attractive. And that's what I always guys understood.
The eyebrows thing also, you talked about microblading, stuff like this. And the hunter eyes thing is something I'm just like learning about right now. Can you go over that?
So hunter's eyes is basically almond shaped, like deeply setted, negative tilt eyebrows. It's a look, right? And all men who women deem as extremely attractive have hunter's eyes, meaning they don't have these wide eyes. There's not this big gap when they're looking at a woman, and it assimilates a actual like hunter, like it assimilates a predator. While prey eyes, you look at a deer, you look at these kind of animals, you look at how their eyes are set. You can even take animals. Just take a lion, tiger, right? And you look at their stare, and you look at an antelope, you look at a deer. Like you will see what that analogy comes from, right? And that fierce look is attractive to women.
Yeah.
And you put that with your facial aesthetics, thick eyebrows, nice hair that fits you, right? You look more attractive.
Going back to what you're saying before, it's the brow that sticks out in front of the eye, and the eye is in there smaller. So if you ever look at women, you just compare facial symmetry between men and women. Women's eyes sit bigger in their head because that's what estrogen does. In fact, I've seen clients where their eyes are big in their skull, and the first thing I ask them is to go get their levels checked because that's something normally for men, you get this right here, this brow, because of testosterone. The other reason why is because men throughout history have been competing through intersexual violence with other tribes, and violence against predators. Because of that, that's why the eye sits deeper in the socket to avoid damage. Women don't have the same necessity for that. So when you say hunter eye, that's part of where it comes from. Again, a forehead, like if someone hits me right here, this doesn't hit my eyeball because I have the orbital bone right here that protects it. That's something that our genetics has given us in order to protect the eye. That's why women find that look to be more attractive. I totally agree with that. And also, can you go over facial hair, the way you use facial hair in order to show symmetry and jawline, stuff like that?
So it's all about your thirds, right? The face is separated into thirds: the upper third, middle third, and lower third. And I think a lot of guys, they pick the wrong hairstyle. Like me, for instance, bro. Like I was the perfect example of this. Like a few years ago, I would shave my sides bald and keep my hair on top high, which made my facial symmetry just look terrible, which made my face look more elongated.
Sure.
Right? You want to have a more oval diamond shaped face that looks symmetrical. You don't want none of your thirds to be bigger than the other. And what guys will do, especially like with the long beard, like they will grow their fucking beard to be hella long, and this is just making your face look longer. Like you want to make your hairstyle, your haircut, make your face look as diamond shaped, oval shaped, right, as possible, because that's scientifically proven to be the more attractive face shape. And a lot of guys can just find what works for them, right? What might work for me doesn't mean it will work for another guy, but just find that what works for your specific head shape will make you look more attractive.
I love it. Also, Alex Costa brought up something I thought was interesting, and I have a buddy of mine, Corey Chaloff. He does this too. They chew gum to exercise the muscle right here, the mandible muscle, which I thought was a really interesting thing. Get some sugar-free gum or whatever and chew that. So that's a
they're actually exercises, bro.
Yeah,
they're jaw bites that guys can. I've actually used them. All right, they kind of, it's kind of iffy, the damages that can be done to your jaw, but guys can do things to help make their jawline look more powerful, whether that be like just power, like for instance, lifting weights, right? Forcing yourself to build muscle will make the angularity in your jawline look better. Getting leaner, these things can help you look better. So just because you look a certain way now doesn't mean you're destined to be ugly forever. Just try and experiment.